Hello and welcome to our presentation on how to choose a creative university. My name is Rachel. I'm joined by my colleague Anna. We are both from Falmouth University. We both have the fantastic job of getting to chat with students like you all about how you can follow your creative ambitions.
Yeah, absolutely. So my role at Falmouth focuses mostly on supporting people studying on-campus courses and those who want to move away to study at university, whilst Rachel here is an expert in all things online and distance learning. So hopefully between the two of us, we've got everything you might want to know about studying for a creative degree covered.
So we do have a lot to cover today, but I believe that we can do it. I'm also aware that a lot of you are going to be joining us at very different stages in deciding what you want to do next. So what we really want to do today is to empower you to leave this presentation feeling confident on what your next steps could be as you consider whether a creative university is right for you, and if it is, how you choose it. So with that in mind, we're going to be starting right from the top with why would anyone go for a creative degree? We'll talk about the range of options available, the pros and cons of each, and then we'll be sharing an insight into what life is really like at a creative university. And then we'll finish it off with our top tips and some practical steps that you could take right now to prepare yourself for the next part of your creative journey. So then the big question, do you really need a degree to enter the creative industries? And the answer simply is no. It would be a lie for me to sit here and say that no one has ever managed to get a creative career before without a degree. But it would also be a lie for me to say that a degree doesn't really help you get there.
Absolutely. So, if any of you are on the fence about whether you want to go to university or not, one thing I would say is to not rule it out too hastily. The reason being that 64.2%, well over half of people working in the creative industries today hold a degree, which is nearly double the graduate employment rate across the UK as a whole. This shows the importance of higher education in the creative sector, and this figure is even higher in some specific creative sectors. For example, 82% of graduates working in design, 78% in music, performing and visual arts, and 75% in architecture all have a creative degree. Now, that's not to say that university is the only way into the creative degrees, but it still is the most common pathway, so something that you should think about very seriously. So, why choose a creative degree instead of going straight into work? Well, because it gives you industry led learning that mirrors the real world. So, you graduate with a portfolio, confidence, and the skills for a higher level creative jobs, where a degree or industry experience is more likely to be expected or even required. Creative graduates also see great outcomes. They're more likely to be in graduate level roles and to work in their chosen industry 3 years after graduating than graduates from other subject areas like law and biology. You'll join a community where everyone around you is creative, sparking collaboration and cross disciplinary projects that employers really love to see on a CV. You'll also develop an entrepreneurial mindset. Nearly a third of creative graduates go on to work freelance or to start their own business. And finally, creative universities tend to be smaller and can be more supportive in that way in giving students the space, guidance, and networks that will last well beyond graduation and into their career. In short, it's all about building your skills, your confidence, and your connections in a space that's designed to help your creativity thrive. To show you what I mean, I want to give you an example from one of our students at Falmouth and how their degree has helped them get ahead in their future career. So Rhea is an illustration student who very recently completed an internship with Disney Plus during her placement year while she was studying at Falmouth. She did so well, in fact, that she even won a Global Entertainment Marketing Academy Award while she was there as an intern. Rhea's spoken about how the structure and the facilities on her course at Falmouth have helped her prepare and transition into her role as creative intern a little bit more easily. She said, our studio space at the Falmouth campus is set up to feel like a real life studio workspace, and our lecturers encourage us to adopt a studio culture by collaborating and networking with each other. This has helped me to transition into a creative workspace as it's something I'm already used to.
And now that we've heard of all of the ways that a creative degree can help you to reach your dreams, it's time for us to think about how you choose what you want to study. And the reality is there's a lot of choice. There are estimated around 50,000 courses across 300 higher education providers in the UK alone. And on top of that, you've got lots of local colleges, online courses, international. So the opportunities do seem to be endless. So how do you narrow down these choices? Well, you do that by working out exactly what it is that you're looking for. This is your big opportunity to really think about what you want this next phase in your life to be looking like. And to help you think about this, here's a few questions for you to be considering. So firstly, obviously, what is it that you want to study? It's worth mentioning that at university level, there is no set curriculum. So if you study a BA illustration at Falmouth University, it could look very different to studying a BA illustration elsewhere. So it's worth thinking about what subject you want to study, but also what aspects of it are you really interested in. How do you want to study? Online or in person, part-time or full-time? Where do you want to study? A big city or a small town? And when do you want to study? Do you want a gap year or do you want to start straight away? And if you think you want to start straight away, then how much time does that give you to make your decision? And what do you need to start putting in place now to get to the university that you want? Only you can answer all of these questions, and it's okay not to have all the answers today, but it's worth thinking about as we go through the next few slides. To help you in answering these questions, we can dig into those options a little bit more. Generally, when we're looking at creative degrees in the UK, you can find these at two different sorts of institutions. So larger, more general universities that cover a range of different subjects, or smaller specialist institutions. And we'll unpack the difference between them a little bit now. So non-specialist university, which is the majority of universities in the UK, will cover a wide range of subjects, not just focusing on particular areas. Student numbers at these universities tend to be a lot larger. So for example, the University of Manchester has around 46,000 students, which for context is the population of Salisbury. These universities often have more academic content and teaching styles. So think things like essays, exams, large student groups and lecture theatres. And creative courses will often then sit within a part of a wider faculty. At these universities, you will find really diverse student interests and ambitions. So you could be socialising or living with aspiring lawyers, accountants, doctors, and indeed other creatives. So these are great if you want to feel part of a mix of interests and of ideas of where people want to go. Specialist universities, on the other hand, are obviously very focused on a smaller range of creative subjects. And as Anna spoke about earlier, at a specialist university, you can really feel the benefit of having that space to develop your craft, skills, and industry connections by being in a place just focused on the creative industries. The size will vary, but it will typically be a lot smaller than non-specialist universities. So at Falmouth, we have around 5,000 students. Learning will typically be very hands-on, as we spoke about before, so smaller group tutorials, project work that mirrors industry. And staff will often still be creative practitioners with fantastic connections built up throughout their career. And for those studying on campus, you'll also have access to specialist facilities and studios. Because of these connections and facilities, at specialist institutions, graduate showcases can often provide direct channels to industry, offering a platform for your work to be seen by the right people. So ultimately, a specialist institution is ideal if you want to live and breathe creativity for however long you're studying your degree.
So, having decided whether you're aiming for a specialist or a non-specialist university, the next thing to think about is what route you might want to take to get there. And there are loads of different routes into a creative degree, and this chart shows just what a typical journey might look like from a UK school or college, going from top to bottom. So whether you're taking A-levels, BTECs, extended diplomas, T-levels, there will definitely be a route into a creative degree for you. And from level 3 studies like these, you can progress straight into a creative degree, even if your level 3 studies aren't in creative subjects. Or if you want to take some extra time to develop your portfolio, or explore different creative pathways, then you can do that by studying a foundation diploma before applying for a degree. And then once you've completed your degree, you can progress into either postgraduate study or into employment, whichever you prefer. Just as there are many routes into a creative degree, there are also lots of flexible ways to study. So you can choose what fits best for your learning style and your lifestyle as well. At Falmouth, you can study on campus over 3, 4, or even 5 years, with the option to include an integrated foundation year or a placement year. Or if you prefer to study remotely, you can take an accelerated online degree over 2 or 3 years, either full-time or part-time. There's basically an option to suit everyone. So let's take a look at Falmouth as an example of what a creative specialist institution might offer you. And we'll start by watching a short video, which hopefully will give you a little bit of a taste of what might be in store.
Okay, so hopefully that's given you a little taster of what we're like. So we like to say that Falmouth is a university where creativity and technology collide. We've got a fantastic artistic heritage. We've been teaching creativity for more than 120 years, but we're also incredibly future-facing. We are passionate about using skills of creativity and technology to shape our world and to think about how industries are going to change in the future. As a smaller institution, we really lean into that art school feel with an average of around 20 students per class, depending on the course, and some fantastic student-staff ratios. For those that want to study in person, we have 2 stunning campuses in Falmouth and Cornwall. Falmouth was voted the best coastal town to live in the UK by the Times. But as well as that, we're also a pioneer in creative online study, and in fact we're the very first UK specialist creative university to be teaching degrees online as far back as 2016. Ultimately, everything we do, from our teaching to our facilities to our research to our staff, is focused on empowering the next generation of creatives.
Absolutely. And as well as choosing the right kind of university, you'll also want to think about location. We keep talking about Falmouth as being this incredible location, and where you're studying can have a big impact on your experience. So if you plan to study in person at university rather than online, you might like to think about how you will feel living in the place where your chosen university is. Do big cities excite you or overwhelm you? Is it important to you to be close to the beach? Do you prefer a rural location? How far away from home do you want to be? As you can see here, Falmouth University is right down in the far southwest of England in Cornwall. And if you're not familiar, Falmouth itself is a stunning seaside town, and Cornwall is known for its beautiful natural environment that has been inspiring creatives and innovators for generations. Now, of course, it can be a little quieter than your average city-based university, but to be honest, that's kind of what we love about it. There's an eclectic and alternative local scene for nights out, live music, and of course, it wouldn't be Cornwall without festivals. We like to think that it gives you the best of both worlds: peace, tranquility, and a beautiful natural environment, as well as a busy, vibrant student scene for when you want to get social. Now, Rachel has already talked about the importance of facility and community at creative universities, and at Falmouth it's really important to us that our students can learn in professional environments and work with industry standard facilities and equipment. For example, that might mean professional TV and film studios, live production and theatre spaces, or media and podcasting facilities, some of which you can see here on this slide. Similarly, we work really hard to foster connections for our students too. Our campuses are purposefully designed to facilitate collaboration in a studio or workshop-based environment. And you'll find as you walk around our campuses that there's this really welcoming vibe where it feels like everyone knows everyone. Not only do we want to bring our industry connections to you, but we also want you to start fostering your own amongst the people that you're studying with. After all, you're going to be the ones leading the industries in the future. But it's not just on campus where this kind of collaboration can happen.
So thank you. Yeah, so we've mentioned it a few times, but I'm just going to really touch on online as an option for studying, because I know that for lots of people, you might be thinking, how on earth can you study a creative subject online? Well, studying online enables you to achieve your creative ambitions in a way that work for you. We recognise that it might not be the right choice for everyone for a variety of reasons to leave home for 3 years to travel to campus and live on campus and study while you're studying your degree. So online means that you are able to work towards your degree in a way that works for you. Our online degrees are flexible, so although you do need to keep up with the work week by week, there are no elements that are compulsory for you to join live, meaning you can study and create at a time and place that suits you. Our degrees are accelerated, as Anna mentioned, so they can be done in 2 years full-time or 3 years part-time. And I really want to emphasise that it is not like the pandemic. We've been leaders in developing premium creative online study for almost a decade with an award-winning learning design team and our own virtual learning environment. So studying online won't mean that you'll be joining a Zoom call or be receiving work via email. Through our platform, you can view all the resources, videos, have peer discussions and upload your work and ask any questions all in one place. And at Falmouth, we're really passionate about building community, whether you're on our campus or online. And so we've really worked about what that means in an online space. So online students can join annual in-person meetups, and because the people that are joining online aren't all based in the UK, these meetups could be anywhere in the world. So we've had illustration students recently meet up in the Bologna Children's Book Fair. We've had photography students meet up in Lisbon. And we also invite all of our online students to come and graduate with us in Cornwall. You'll be also throughout your course, you'll be constantly given opportunities to develop relationships with your peers through peer discussions, through course catch-ups, and through lots of different opportunities to be working on projects together and collaborating online. And studying online is also a chance for you to think differently about what studying an undergraduate can mean for you. So as an example, this is Katie. She didn't want to choose between travelling the world, getting a degree and starting her creative career. So through Falmouth University, she's managed to do all three at the same time. She's able to live a nomadic lifestyle alongside developing her craft and her career without impacting on her skills development. And in fact, she even says so herself. How is it possible to improve so much in such a short space of time? And I believe that last time that we checked in with her, she was currently in El Salvador. So just to give you an idea of what studying an undergraduate degree could look like for you.
It's amazing that there are so many different options out there. So hopefully now you have a sense of what your different options are. You might want to consider what you need to think about next in terms of planning your creative career. So firstly, creative work is changing. Careers are often portfolio-based, a mix of employment, freelancing, and maybe some side hustles as well. So flexibility is key. Second, your skills matter as much as your subject expertise. Employers are looking for creative thinking, collaboration, digital skills, and communication alongside your technical expertise. Purpose is also important. Creative careers are often values driven, so knowing what motivates you and will help you to build a career that's sustainable and fulfilling. And Katie is a really good example of a story that fits that. Now, building a career takes time and it also takes networks. Most creatives grow through experience, collaboration, and also visibility, and universities can help you make those early connections. Finally, your degree is a launch pad, not a destination. It gives you the tools, the confidence, and the network you need to shape your own path in a fast evolving creative world.
So now we've gone through all of these different options, all these different things to think about. So we just want to leave you today with some practical steps that you can be taking now to support your creative goals. So firstly, thinking about what you want your future to look like. We've spoken about this a lot today, but it's really important for you to take that time to ask those questions and think about where it is that you're wanting to go. Next is to do your homework. So research, research, research. The information is out there, so just make sure that you find it. Visit open days, go to online talks, chat with advisors, and ask the questions that matter to you. If you haven't found the answer that you're looking for in any of these places, make sure you find someone that would know the answer. And one of those people might be the students. So we really, really recommend talking to the university students. Often you can do that through something called UniBuddy that lots of universities have. Falmouth has it. And this is where through the university website, you can chat online directly with current students. You can also ask student ambassadors. So at open days, at all these different talks, often there will be ambassadors who will be more than happy to chat with you about their experience of studying at the university. Next, start building your creative story. So we really recommend beginning your CV or portfolio now, even if it's literally just a Word document with bullet points about what you've done, what you're interested in. And once you've put that together, think about where the gaps are. What could you do? Now is the time to be trying new things, to fail and to develop your skills. So this is a chance for you to seek out opportunities. Look for experiences and skills that can add to your creative toolkit. So we're talking showcases, workshops, different classes, both online and in person, and competitions.
Yes, funny you should mention competitions, Rachel. So one thing you can do right now to flex your creative muscles and boost your portfolio is to enter Falmouth University's creative competition. Every year we run an international competition which invites young people to enter original artwork in response to a theme. So this year our theme is Dreaming and Doing, a Voyage into Creativity. And we're asking you to bring your creative dreams to life in an original piece of art or creative work that is inspired by your own creative journey. Whether it's shaped by a person, a place, maybe a life experience, or it's just pure imagination. Dream it, make it, and then share it with us. Your work could win prizes, you could get a spot in our national or online exhibitions. All you need to do is scan the QR code that you can see on screen right now to find out a little bit more and how to enter.
So ultimately, university should be a fun, exciting, and challenging few years that supports you in growing, not just academically, but also in terms of your life experience. And hopefully what you've got from this presentation is that there's no right or wrong way to do university. When you're getting ready to start, make sure you thought about all of the different aspects that are important to you and that give you or yourself the best chance of having the experience that's right for you.
So we'd like to finish our presentation today with another short video which is narrated by some of our recent graduates. It highlights two key things, I think. Firstly, the incredible impact Falmouth has had on their journeys and the powerful role that community, connection, environment and experience can play in shaping a creative future. So whatever path you choose next, we hope that you find your own version of what they are describing here, a place that inspires, supports and helps you to grow wherever your creativity takes you.
Such an amazing campus. There's so much greenery and it honestly doesn't feel like a place in England. It just puts you in a really, really good mood when you walk through it. When you feel like you're about to give up, the community that you have around you really care about you, and that's something about Falmouth that I cannot thank enough.
All of my friends who didn't pick Falmouth have been very, very jealous that I did pick Falmouth. Everyone that's at other unis loves to think that their uni is the best, but when they actually compare the life here, it's completely different. Like, no other uni you can just have a lecture and 5 minutes down the road, go to the beach afterwards and get an ice cream.
I came down for an open day and the atmosphere was absolutely amazing.
and I just fell completely in love with the course.
There aren't many limits to the things that you can try here.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We really hope that from this presentation, you've got lots of food for thought, some ideas of what you could be doing next, and some questions to ask yourself. So if you do want to find out more, our academics are going to be doing talks throughout this month with Eric. So if you do want some more subject-specific insights, please do keep an eye out for our academic talks that are coming over the next few weeks. And if you want to find out more about Falmouth or anything else that we've spoken about, our contact details and website are on the page. And I think that all that's left to do is, on behalf of Falmouth University, to really wish you the best of luck on your creative journey. And thank you again for joining us today.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
All right, thanks. Bye.